Why does he give up the Stark suit?
Well, that's a question I have. I have many questions. So here's my questions. Buckle up. We're told that only people who knew Peter Parker was Spider-Man might have gotten sucked in. So why is Electro there? Because he didn't know. The villains come not only from different universes, but from different time periods. Because when Osborn shows up, Otto says, Osborn, you're dead. What are you doing here? And Sandman goes, you both are dead. What are both of you doing here? So they must have came from 3 different time periods, right? And we know from Loki that time branching and stuff is going on. So if they come from 3 different timelines, then do they get sent back to the time they came from? Which was clearly they came from the different times that they were in. And if he sends Osborn back now cured and he doesn't cause any problems, does that mean he stops Otto from maybe, like he tells Otto, maybe put a surge suppressor on that thing so you don't blow up your inhibitor chip? Because I'm a bit of a scientist myself. If you remember Spider-Man 2, the reason Otto got all the funding was from Harry, but Harry doesn't know jack shit about science. If Osborn had been there to support him and do all that, maybe Otto wouldn't have had that happen to him. Or maybe the thing wouldn't have gone wrong. So does that change the timeline? But if they send Otto back to where he was, is it 3 different timelines now? One for Sandman, one for Otto, and one for Osborn. I know Sandman probably goes back to the way things were, but he's now cured. But would that change for him with the other 2 villains going back? I mean, his stuff was kind of unrelated, but a butterfly flaps and swings and all, right? Well, then you say the Lizard goes back, but now the Lizard is cured before he could do all his stuff. Does that mean Captain Stacy lives? If Captain Stacy lives in that timeline, then maybe Gwen doesn't die because of, different changes that happen, right?
Yeah.
4 different Tobey Maguire universes and 3 different Andrew
Yeah,
Garfield universes. But does that mean the original timeline where they all died also continues?
Yeah, they just go back to normal in that. They carry on.
Right. But then these 3 new timelines show up where they're cured. Okay, so, all right. And the same with Lizard and Electro, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe Gwen doesn't die in either of those now. So then you asked, what about his suit and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody loses their memory of Peter Parker. Now, when Peter goes back to school, the 2 teachers and the coach, they're standing in front of this thing they've built where it has Peter's picture and next to Spider-Man. It's like a shrine to a hero. You know what I'm saying? So does all the when everybody forgets, does all the physical evidence just disappear? Does that shrine just disappear? What about all that digital footage that Mysterio had? I know J. Jonah Jameson had access to it all.
Yeah.
Does that all get removed?
I would say so.
Is that why? What happened to his suits? Why did they disappear? And why does a magic wizard need to shovel snow? The post-credit scene is Tom Hardy as Venom sitting in a bar in Mexico, learning about all the bullshit that's happened in the MCU so far. Aliens with rocks snapping and people blipping away and all this kind of stuff. Why is he there? He doesn't know Spider-Man. But why was he there in the first place? And if he goes back to the Sonyverse, I believe that's where Morbius is in the Morbius trailer. Morbius is part of the Sonyverse. So he's going to be in there. Except in the trailer for the Morbius, it has Michael Keaton as Adrian Toomes in the trailer.
That'll be.
I don't
I'm sure.
understand.